Hello everyone, John Richter here from Burke Centre Properties. We are here at the Burke Centre Conservancy today, talking to Trustee Brian Engler. Welcome, Brian.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. So this proposal by VDOT to remove the traffic signal on Burke Centre Parkway and Fairfax County Parkway, it's causing a little controversy here in town.
It's causing some concern. The proposal is actually part of a very large plan. It's a two-phase plan that starts to the north of here, puts an interchange up at Pope's Head that's been planned for years to impact the extension of Shirley Gate Road that ultimately will come in. There's a whole housing development going in up there. So that's phase one, and it had been planned for many years, like I said, and is supposed to be done by about 2022. Phase two is what we're concerned with. They move south then and try to remove traffic lights and make the traffic run better along both north and southbound Fairfax County Parkway. And I can understand that. According to their data and statistics, there are a lot of accidents in that little area just before Burke Centre Parkway. I've lived here 34 years and I haven't heard of a lot of big accidents. So I suspect they're mostly fender benders from people who swing around the curve under 123, can't see the light, see the light, everybody stops and they run into each other because they're all trying to get to work in the morning. So I imagine it's that sort of an accident, and not having a light there, I understand them, not having a light there would mean the traffic would flow more smoothly. The problem we have in Burke Centre, besides not having been particularly made aware of this early on, is that impacting Burke Centre Parkway impacts our main street. The specific concerns, of course, should include our businesses. We have several malls, strip malls, along Burke Centre Parkway, and that first one, and the one on 123 where there's a Gold's Gym and Los Toltecas,
just in Fairfax Station,
would have to be impacted by this, because people can get there by 123 or by Burke Centre Parkway, but if they can't get off the Fairfax County Parkway to Burke Centre Parkway to get to these places, it makes it hard. They might go farther south to Lorton. They could go to a lot of other places besides our businesses, and therefore our businesses would suffer. So I really think that they have to be concerned. I hope they get involved. I hope they allow us to put up our flyers about our meeting this Thursday and any future ones we have, and come to the meeting and express the concern of the business community. We have a
We've
business.
spoken to some of those business people in the community,
well,
and they tell us that they use that turn to get to work.
Yeah. And for deliveries to
cases.
Safeway and Kohl's, say, I don't know, a truck probably turns there. So there are a lot of reasons to do that. Safety-wise, I live near the Burke Centre Library, which is at Fred's Oak Road and Fairfax County Parkway. Across the street from that is water. I understand that there are a couple different proposals. The Board of Trustees, once we did find out about this, asked VDOT and Fairfax County officials to have a meeting, and they did hold a meeting with us over at the VDOT headquarters. So we had a good meeting. They had some good slides for us. They talked about their various options, and one option that we on the board thought should be available would be to create an interchange at Burke Centre Parkway similar to the one they're creating at Pope's Head. It turns out that Fairfax County has a transportation plan. So even though they don't do the work, VDOT does the work, they approve the plan. So VDOT, in order to build an interchange at Burke Centre Parkway, would have to have it on the county plan. Well, it seems to me after a couple decades, maybe our Board of Supervisors ought to look at that plan. I don't know. I mean, but that's something that we're advocating. But The second thing is that an interchange at Burke Centre Parkway wouldn't really be a full interchange. I think you're aware, Burke Centre Parkway dead ends at Fairfax County Parkway. So it would be more of a flyover from the southbound lanes, similar to Route 50 and Fair Oaks Mall. If you've ever been there, you get in the right lane, I think it is, maybe it's the left lane there, but you essentially fly over the other lanes into the mall. It's fairly easy, there's no stop, there's a yield sign, I think, at the end. That would be it. And if they could build something like that instead of a traffic light in the left turn lane, I think that'd be pretty nice. Now, it would be more expensive than simply shutting the light off. Sure. I mean, there's zero cost and any cost. And it's not on the county plan, but I think it could be. They did understand that it was going to have to be bigger, going to have to be wider, and there actually are easements that are in place that might work. I don't know. For more. Yeah, might work for a flyover or something like that. I know that at one point during our meeting, they talked about a pedestrian crossway, which would also be a bicycle crossway, a raised cross. Like I think they're doing that up at Braddock.
By some the running community.
Yeah, how do I get there? How do I get to the trails and things? Well, if that's going to be built, then why couldn't it also handle a single lane of traffic? Because there isn't that much, but there's some off of Burke Centre Parkway onto North. So those sorts of options seem to me things that should be looked at, and particularly since this is phase 2. Which doesn't start till 2022. 2022.
So there's still
and
time
ends
to
at 2025. So yeah, I mean it's coming up, but the construction's not even really started yet. They're just looking at this. So those are the kind of options that I would like to see covered. And it isn't simply to get access to Burke Centre Parkway for residents, although we do have quite a few residents. We've got about 16,000 residents, just under 6,000 homes here in Burke Centre. We're one of the oldest communities, and making an interchange for a new, not even built, planned community, an extension of Shirley Gate, is fine. But we've been here for 40 years, and between Reston, Columbia, and Burke Centre, we're recognized as one of the largest homeowners associations, planned communities in the Washington, Maryland, Virginia region. So we need to be taken into consideration, and our concerns need to be expressed. To that end, we have a meeting coming up on Thursday, the 13th. There's 3 days.
Come on out.
Now, 7 o'clock at the Woods Community Center, where VDOT has come, and they made the offer to come and speak to the community rather than just those of us on the board, which they already spoke to. And that's fine, questions will be covered. What I'd love to see would be to have a very large crowd there, so large that we maybe have to think about another meeting down the line at a school auditorium or something, because if we show them our concern, we ask their questions and do it in an orderly way, I'm not talking about a mob rule here, I think we can get their attention and the attention of the supervisors, who would then have to update the Fairfax County Transportation Plan to allow a little something better at Burke Centre Parkway. Safety-wise, I live near the Burke Centre Library, which is at Fred's Oak Road and Fairfax County Parkway. Across the street from that is a, water treatment facility or something. It's got a name, it's a county facility, but the county is going to double or triple the size of that facility. That decision is coming along, and I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. And so when that happens, there's going to be a lot more traffic up there at that intersection, which is not a traffic light.
No control.
It's very, very difficult to turn left onto the parkway from there. It can be done, but not during high times. But that can be worked. So we've been talking to the county about what VDOT might be able to do to improve that intersection. Lights have been said, no, because they're trying to get rid of traffic lights. We don't want cut-through traffic. So what happens if you can't turn left at Burke Centre Parkway? You turn onto 123, which is the next intersection, perhaps, if you're familiar with that. If not, and you're going into the neighborhood or to the library, or you know your way around, you may very well take the next left turn. That's Fred's Oak Road, that's cut through traffic on Oak Leather, through many of our communities. It's a little confusing unless you live there, and so people will turn wrong. There are children, just on and on, community center there. So we worry about that. We don't want to block that intersection. Certainly you can't with the library and the county facility there.
Sure.
But we want to make it safe. We want to make sure we don't get the cut through traffic. If they continue further south, they can turn left on Roberts Parkway. And according to the data we saw, not data really, it's modeling information from outputs from VDOT, they expect that most of the traffic will go either on 123 or on Roberts Parkway, take a left and come up there. That's great for the shopping center there, which is giant, but it does nothing for the shopping center they passed on the left side and might not even know it exists. So those people will be impacted. Plus, Roberts Parkway is 2 lanes. Are they going to widen it to 4 lanes? How are they going to do that? There are property on both sides, a daycare center, houses and everything, both sides of that road. Close to the road, there are going to have to be some easements made. So there are a lot of things to do. I fully respect VDOT. I think their engineers are good. I think the county has best interests of the entire county in mind. I think the overall plan to reduce accidents, to increase pass-through speed by eliminating traffic lights along this large stretch, particularly for trucks that might come up and, up 95 and then try to get to 66. How are they going to do it? Fairfax County Parkway. Sure. So making that work better is certainly a good goal, and it's something that needs to be done. We just here in Burke Center don't want it done at the cost of our residents and our businesses and our safety and our amenities like the bike trails, the walking trails and things like that. So we want to make sure we're involved in all discussions and get our say in and see what happens over the next, 7 years or so before this thing's supposed to be finished.
Well, we're getting an early start on that.
Yeah, we are. We do our best, and I appreciate you giving me a chance to talk about this here.
Well, we appreciate your time, Brian, and we encourage everyone to come out to the meeting at the Woods Community Center on Thursday night at 7 o'clock.
That's right. Thank you.
Thank you.
For future updates, please visit us at parkbench.com/Burke.